I really wanted to enter in this area of support, but I didn't. It looked like it could work fine, but it wasn't highest probability in my setup. So I waited for buyers to show their strength first and then enter on a pullback with order flow confirmation, and then other context scenarios that I also look for this A+ setup in my book, because this is an area where a lot of traders would force trades, and I've done in the past as well. I've taken hundreds of losses like this, so now I just wait patiently, and I'm going to show you in this video why I wait. I'm going to walk you through my pre-market plan. I'm going to walk you through my higher time frame bias and analysis, and then the order flow confirmations to actually see what I looked for and where I looked for the actual pullback and why I did that as well. So let's get right into it. Right here is my pre-market plan, and on the start of the session I said here's support around the 30s to the 14s where I want to look for buyers to get in, and then look for longs towards like the 45s and the 93. And this is exactly what I said. This is my level of interest around the 30s to the 14s. So looking at the higher time frame on the 30-minute, this is an exact level where price has supported previously a lot of times, and then in the pre-market as well. So I was looking for more support if market would open for then the buyers to defend that level. But because we were hanging around here a lot, this is the exact same level like I just showed you. We were hanging around here a lot. I didn't feel comfortable entering on a bottom reversal like this, so that's why I waited. Because the upside, the move to the upside was definitely possible, but it wasn't guaranteed yet, because the longer we hang around here, it gets less and less high probability for me. So that's why I didn't enter in any bottom reversal, and I waited for buyers to show their strength first, because the higher time frame definitely allowed longs to be possible. We were uptrending all the time, and there's a lot of buying overall, and then you had these previous day highs or the pre-market highs. These were all great targets, but I wanted the buyers to show their strength first to then potentially get in on a pullback, which is exactly what happened. So I'm going to go into the order flow confirmation in a bit here, but this is where an area where buyers, I could have longed, but I waited, and the buyers really showed their strength, and they were really strong and resilient. Then they broke above these intraday highs and high day. They broke above that with ease, and now I'm going to show you the order flow confirmation that I looked for then a pullback on top of these highs. That was just a beautiful A+ setup in my book. You have this previous structure where there's resistance, you break above that, and then on those pullbacks, those same buyers that broke above, they should be able to support that, and that's exactly what happened. And then a 3-minute trade just immediately pumped above high day. So let me show you now the order flow confirmation. So right now we're on the Bookmap. This is the greatest tool for order flow confirmations and overall context in my opinion, and just analysis in general. So we have here market open, we dropped down right into that support level, we rallied up, rejected that high day, then we popped back into the lower day, supported once again right at that support level, and this is why I said I could have long, and in hindsight it looks great, but I just didn't feel comfortable being a first buyer at that level without like pre-market lows being swept or any other confirmation or confluence. So that's why I decided let me wait for buyers to prove their strength first. So this is exactly what happened. Saw a lot of buying come in, they were very strong. That low day supported great, that support level is still valid, and then you break above high day where all this buying tried, but then they failed in the beginning, and now we broke above it. Buyers are very strong. We're leaving this area kind of lower volume over here on the volume profile. As you can see, this is all a lot more volume, and then it goes down over here a little bit, and then it pops back up into high day. So for me personally, structure is a very important thing, especially on the order flow and in general as well with a candlestick chart if you're a candlestick trader. But I look, if these highs were previously failing and rejecting, and now buyers break above it, that means that where these sellers were rejecting price, they're now not strong enough anymore, and they failed, and buyers were stronger. So as soon as if we pull back eventually on top of these highs, I expect those same buyers that originally broke above this resistance, I expect them to support again. And that's the whole thesis behind this trade. We had a little bit of low volume around the 40s. It was sitting right on top of these highs. Then you had this little area of consolidation over here where sellers tried breaking down once again at that same level at high day. They failed. They got immediately bought back up, and then buyers just broke above high day very easily. So that to me, all of this is like a perfect location for a like break and retest setup intraday, and that's exactly what happened. So let me show you the order flow confirmation right now. I'm gonna play it live and show you what I would look for to enter and how we would enter this, right? So me already knowing that I want to trade in this area, and now right now it's approaching the area, I want to look to get in, but beforehand I already know where I want to put my stop loss. I want to put my stop loss right here at the 35s under this low. Why is that? Well, it's an area where sellers tried to break down, they failed, they got absorbed, and buyers pumped back up. So if price would come below this, then the whole thesis and the trade idea is not really valid to me anymore. So that's where I want to put my stop loss. So now entering, looking for entries now. You know where you want to put your stop loss, and if you're going to enter anywhere here, you're going to need like a 4-point stop loss, more or less. So now it's rallying up. Maybe you missed the first pump. That's fine. You got to wait for extra confirmation. Like you can't just enter off the first sign of buyers, right? So that's why, look, you get this massive impulsive move down. That's usually what happens in these type of setups. You get a first reaction, then you get a pullback. Sometimes it breaks the low, sometimes it doesn't. In this case it did. More aggressive sellers try to break down once again. These highs are really getting tested right now, previous highs, and now we need buyers to step in and try to defend this level, right? So this impulsive move down happened, bid here got filled. Let me now slow it down a little bit in double speed. Now we want to see sellers get absorbed. This low needs to hold right now. This really needs to hold, and now we need to see sellers getting trapped, getting absorbed, and aggressive buying stepping in right after. Okay, so this is already looking like an entry right now. Boom, at the 40. You can see this aggressive selling tried to break down again, and they failed. They're sitting right on top of these highs. They're trying to break down, and this was a massive amount of selling, and they failed. And aggressive buying now is stepping in. This is where you can enter at the 40s, maybe a 5-point stop loss. If you didn't get in because you were too late, you get another opportunity here now to get in. You can see like kind of these lows holding. These lows are holding right now, and you see, boom, again, sellers are getting trapped once again. Sellers are smaller now, and they're dwindling, and now we need to see aggressive buying step in, right? So your stop loss is sitting around the 35s. Maybe you still haven't gotten in. This already was a nice confirmation, but you need a bit wider stop loss. Like I said, this 35s is the invalidation point, and now you can just see more sellers are coming in. They're getting trapped. Let me speed it up a little bit. All these people are pressing sell, and they're not really getting paid because price is not moving down. These are all passive buyers absorbing all that selling right on top of those previous high days. Now the buyers are really putting some pressure. They're really aggressive now, and price is rallying up towards the high day, and that really depends on where you get in. If you get a good fill, if you were patient enough, like I just said it now here at the 40s, you could enter a little bit lower at the 38s and a halves maybe. It all depends a little bit on the actual situation, but this is just the overall analysis that I'm trying to explain to you, where you want to see those sellers trapped, and as soon as you see this heavy selling, it's unable to break down price. That's a great sign. Then you just need to wait for aggressive buying to get in the trade actually. So now we're popping into high day. We're above it actually already, towards the 50s, 51s. And like I said in my pre-market plan, eventually like a longer target was 53. But this is already, like, depending where you got in at the 40s with a 5-point stop loss, this is already 2R in just like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So that's the overall trade. Very clean analysis, a very clean break and retest intraday setup. This for me is an A+ setup, and the order flow confirmation is very simple as well. Just be sure to put your stop loss at a proper actual invalidation point and not to get greedy with it with a tight stop loss. So that's basically the trade breakdown. This was an absolute banger. Just in 3 minutes it flew straight to target, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.